There's only a couple of days left until the January transfer window is over, and I think every Burnley fan has their own ideas when it comes to this window. There's been murmurs, discussions and debates on what positions need filled and what kind of players we need to bring in. But if there's one position that is on everybody's mind, that is the left back position. When we weren't able to secure Ian Maatson on loan in the summer and we let Owen Dodgson go back out on loan in the summer, it had a lot of people discussing about our squad depth. But most importantly, it discussed whether Charlie Taylor was fit enough to start for us or whether we needed to sign someone else. With a couple of days left of this current window, I'm going to discuss 4 candidates who I think could do a job for us for the rest of the season and could solve our left back issues. The signing of Alex Cochrane really depends on your mindset of Burnley this season. If you think that Burnley are going to get relegated and we need to prepare for the Championship, this is a phenomenal signing for us. Alex Cochrane is a 23-year-old left-back who plays for Hearts in the Scottish League and has caught himself in the spotlight with clubs such as Blackburn, Ipswich and even Burnley reportedly interested in the left-back. But I'll be honest, I'd be shocked if we was to sign the player and he becomes instantly our starting left-back. He's got great potential, but my understanding of the player, I don't think he's at the level of Premier League and I think he's more suited for the Championship. I do genuinely think this is a decent left back, but if we're talking about Burnley and if they're preparing for the Championship, it definitely seems like if we do sign a player of this calibre, that's what we're doing. He's a young and exciting player who would fit company's roster pretty well. If you're one of the fans that are set on the idea that Burnley are getting relegated, this is the type of left back that we should be looking at. I'd probably say Adrien Rabiot is a little ambitious. Due to our current transfer spend, it's unlikely we can spend a lot this window, so we'd have to get a loan with an option to buy, maybe a mandatory to buy when it comes to the end of the season. However, if we was ever able to sign a player of this calibre, he would be absolutely perfect for our survival chances. The 22-year-old French left-back has been on fantastic form for Rennes in the past few months and has shown some great defensive qualities that we desperately need in that back line. He's a player who isn't afraid to run down the wing, but he's also a player who doesn't shy away from a tackle, which fits company style of play perfectly. With Rennes looking unlikely to make European spots this season, it wouldn't surprise me if Adrien is interested in looking for a move elsewhere, such as the Premier League. And it also wouldn't be the first time we've got a player from Ligue 1 who has done fantastic for us. I miss him every day. The only issue I would have with this player is that the logistics of signing him seem a little bit unlikely. And it's also whether he'd be interested in leaving Rennes to come to Burnley, who are, fighting relegation. Now, if you're like me and you've seen this player being linked to Burnley multiple times, one of the first thoughts that come through your head is, how do you pronounce that last name? Now, I believe it's pronounced as Jadon Oest, and Jadon Oest is a young Dutch left-back who would slot into company's team perfectly. Similar to Rabiot, Oest defensive attributes would help solve our defensive issues massively, and his versatility allows him to be an option as a centre-back as well, which is fantastic for us. He joined Fenerbahce last January and has been on impressive form since September. The main issue I have with this player though is that his discipline can be quite bad. The amount of fouls that he's known to commit, and he's already got 4 yellow cards this season. It's something that could cost us if we do sign him, but that is a very small con compared to the positives that he's had so far in the Turkish league. He's very young and he's looking to be a very good player. And as mentioned before, we're heavily linked to this Dutch left back, so it wouldn't surprise me if we do end up signing this player. And if we do end up signing him, personally, I think it's a great signing for us. I just hope it's not one where we sign him and we let him go in the summer window. When the summer transfer window ended, like I've mentioned, there were a lot of discussion whether Charlie Taylor was fit enough to start for us. And I think it's fair to say that Charlie Taylor has shut down a lot of the negative comments about him. He's been a pretty solid left back for us, and I think one of my favourite parts about him is that he's been pretty consistent as well. The only issue I have with Charlie Taylor though is that he is a great player and I love his defensive attributes, but he just doesn't fit company's style of play. No matter how good he is, he's just not the kind of player that company wants. And I think it's inevitable that very soon we probably won't see him start for us. But if we talk about the positives about keeping Charlie Taylor as our starting left back, it saves us a lot of money that we've already spent already, because we're not having to look for another left back and signing, whether that's another wage we have to fill or a mandatory fee we have to pay. And he's also been at the club for a while, and I can imagine he's a strong voice in the dressing room. He's a hard-working player that we can rely on, and there's a lot of murmurs about him re-signing the contract. I really like Charlie Taylor, and if I was told that we would have to stick with him till the end of the season, I actually wouldn't be upset. The only flaw I have with him is that he's not company's player. But that's all the options I'm going to cover today. I hope you enjoyed the video that I've made. Now, if we decide to stick with Charlie Taylor or we get any of the other 3 options, I think that's great business from us. But we truly won't know what the outcome of it is until the end of the window. Now, if you've got any thoughts or any comments that you have regarding the left back position, put it down in the comments. You know, we'd love to hear some of your thoughts about it. But that's it from me today. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of this content, make sure to hit the subscription button. And if you want to be notified when we upload, make sure to hit that notifications bell. Thank you all for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.